somewhat haggard. What the hell is this?
What is up, guys? I am so freaking excited for today's video. Give me a moment. I need a moment. Okay. Big day today. Getting some work on the Turbo R. Thumbnail probably tells it all, but let's talk about it.
I am listening.
So when Polaris came out with these models, they definitely beefed up the suspension, right? Well, they ain't got shit for ground clearance. That's the problem here. And gets annoying, especially with the trailing arms. The trailing arms are so bad. You just are constantly getting hung up on these damn things. They're a bit of a low-hanging fruit on this machine. And your big-ass tow bar and tow bar adjustment always coming out of alignment. Just not a fan of this setup. Most of it being the clearance issue. You know, the beefiness is great, but for what we do with technical trails, clearance is everything. I will admit, a part of my clearance issues are my clapped out springs. So she does sag. That's only part of the issue. The rest is suspension components. Brand new. Bam, into everything. Like a lot of these marks from rocks, running into them, that's like the first ride with this machine. I did a lot of that stuff. And here is most of the new suspension. This is all from L&W, all high clearance. We'll get into the numbers when we actually start putting them on the machine. We have the rest of the hardware for all this. Everything's provided. We also have a set of L&W tie rods. These kind of look normal on camera, but they are massive. Jesse actually thought these were radius rods because of how big they are, but they are just beefy ass tie rods. Like, look at the pins for these things. It's it's ridiculous. And then we're gonna be on the Clevis style inners. So we really should not have any issues in the tie rod department. And then the rest of this is for the suspension components, and we'll look at that later when we actually go to install stuff. So make sure you guys go check them out. We'll link them below. Next up, we're going to get this all torn apart. Probably start with the front because there's the most to do there. I also don't have much time to do this. Again, this is a trend. Even with the jobless thing. Wow. Still have zero time. But I'm not going to film much of the teardown because we have shown this a bunch of times on this channel with multiple different machines. We're basically just taking everything apart. So maybe I'll time lapse, maybe I won't. At this point, I don't know. It's going to be like a little surprise for you. Either time lapse or this thing's apart. I don't know. Let's black you out and see what happens. So we are making some progress now. It is the next day. I don't know how much time lapse I got, you guys, because this GoPro right here, this guy was being a real dickhead yesterday and was not cooperating. So I don't know how much it got for you. Before we finish transferring all the old bushings, the shock spherical bearing, all the stuff to the new L&W stuff, we do have to make a run and get a socket modified. So here's the end of our upper A-arm. Obviously you have adjustability, it's keyed, and I threw my RCV upper in here. My problem is my socket, my 36 mil does not fit. So gotta run to the machine shop and get this socket turned down so we can tighten these up, and then we can get back to getting everything transferred onto the new stuff. And then I will show you the new stuff and we'll compare it to the old stuff. All right, guys, we are back. Socket now fits. Shout out to my boy Philip for getting this done for me. So now we can tighten these. We got a fresh GoPro. Hopefully this one's less of an asshole. Got a fresh cup of coffee. And I'm looking fresh as boy. So we're going to get back to work. Got a few more things to install in the new arms. Real simple stuff. Should I have gotten new bushings? Probably, but I didn't.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that includes you. Who are you to tell me how to live life? In these times it feels like nobody's right, yeah. So I'ma figure out what else we succeed, and then invest all of my time into that and proceed. I need whatever the hell could make me happy, and I don't think you have a clue what could that be.
We're finally getting somewhere, as you can see, and you probably saw in the time lapse. Got one side done. The installation went super easy. Every issue was my own mistakes or, guessing. I still got to look into the alignment a little more as far as adjusting tie rods and possibly the upper A-arm, but I got to get it on the ground first. I'll show you more on the other side. We're going to go a little more in-depth, taking a look at the parts and the installation process. I like to get one side done, so I kind of have a feel for how it's going to go and what to expect and tools and all that shit. So one of the first things I'm going to be throwing on is part of the tie rod. So here is a side-by-side comparison from basically the heaviest duty tie rod you can get from L&W Fab versus the stock one. These stocks are pretty beefy right here, but once you get down here, you can see that diameter is very small, and it can only be so strong. Whereas this setup, it's on a clevis. I mean, you're probably going to f*** other things up before you really destroy one of these. And these are one of those tapered pins, which is really nice. So you can actually leave this in your knuckle if you're taking it apart. Take this off and just pop it off the pin. And it's just a little thing, but it makes it a little easier to work on. So as far as the A-arms go, they are massive, one. Number two, they're 2-inch forward offset, meaning it's going to move your wheelbase 2 inches forward. For me, I don't really do the huge tire thing, but with this setup, you could run up to a 40-inch tire, which obviously always has Jesse drooling, but that's not really what I do. The 2-inch forward, I like because I'm hoping to get more front-end stability on climbs than what this machine has shown to date. I know it's only 2 inches, but 2 inches may go a long way. We'll see. I'm hoping that helps in that department. And the main selling point is the clearance. As you can see on our old one, your shock mounts here, and the A-arm is kind of straight across. On the L&W, you can see it is arched, giving more clearance, and they also moved the shock mounting point down here. So all in all, once it's on, you're gaining about 3¼ inch of clearance, which is huge. So that's our limit on front end clearance, unless we did the shock fork delete with a different set, which is not what I want to do. And as I said earlier in the time lapse, you saw a little bit of it, but these are the stock bushings out of the stock arms. Stock spherical bearing for your shock mount out of the stock arm. And then this is the Sandcraft lower ball joint that I installed before the rally. And then for our uppers, the uppers are pretty much straightforward. We're just getting a stronger unit. This is very tinny and thin. What are your odds of bending the upper? Not great, but, you know, insurance. These things are 188 DOM tubing, so they are thick. Plus, out here at the end, we have camber adjustability, which is nice. And just like the lowers, I threw in the set that was on there. These are RCVs. These went on right before the rally. And then, of course, stock bushings. I did forget to mention on the lower, this is all constructed with 3/16 plate, so this thing will be strong as shit. Once again, we are in a crazy time crunch. This weekend, we were actually supposed to be going to Iowa so Steph can race. We had an incident. That machine is not racing this weekend. So we did a last minute pivot, and we're going to be going down to Brimstone with EQ Outdoors. There is an off the grid event, and we're going to go do that for the weekend. Problem is, this needs to be on the trailer tomorrow. And we're just on the front. We still have to do the rear. So I gotta hurry, but I am gonna film this, and we'll do a little more in-depth install on this so you guys can see it, not on a time lapse. So while everything's still open, I like to at least get this inner in. Since it is the clevis type, you're actually bolting it in, so we just put a lot of Loctite on there, and we're gonna tighten it down, and then we need to have this at an angle a little bit, just a little angle, so we can have enough room to pull the tie rod over. Also, guys, don't be like me. I don't know if you guys can see it in the frame, but my bumper here didn't feel like taking all this shit off, so I bashed the bumper in with a hammer so I can get that hardware in. With this bumper, it hits right here. As I stated earlier, you can adjust your camber, which is done right here. And I think I screwed this up, so we do have to take it apart. Now, I didn't find any specific instructions for this machine or for the Pro R, because this will fit on both machines. What I did find was specific instructions, I think, for a Turbo S that gets the same style A-arms. So I'm going with that and hoping for the best. You get two different size shims, 1/8 inch and a 1/16. So based on their instructions for the Turbo S, it goes 2 1/8 inchers, then it slides through, and this is keyed, so it only goes one way, and then you do another 1/8, and the final 2 1/16 shims, and nut it up. And then this gets torqued to 150 foot-pounds. So quick note on the A-arms, you can't run your factory offset wheels. They'll rub. I mean, they state it right on the website. So even like my 6+1s, they are going to rub at full crank. So I'm going to have to get different wheels eventually. It doesn't look like it's too bad, but it is going to rub, and you don't really want that. So just keep that in mind. If you have a brand new machine, bone stock, plan on getting wheels, because your factory ones will rub with this setup. So that's it. I got to throw a zip tie back there on the rack to hold it. I got to zip tie my brake lines, mount the Ravek light, and then once we're down on the ground, we can adjust the toe by turning these tie rods in or out, depending on what direction we need to go. This was one of the easiest front ends I've ever done. That's for sure.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bruh.
I don't know where that time lapse stopped, but we are at another day here. So we leave today. Yeah. Gotta be on the trailer today, and we're going to Jesse's tonight. And I'm not quite ready, but I think we'll be able to get there. I'm sure the GoPro died long before this happened, but I stayed out here pretty late last night, and I got one side done. So the front definitely needs alignment work, which I'll work on once everything's bolted up. But I decided to just tackle one side, and then we'll film the other side, kind of like I did with the front. And boy, oh boy, did this turn out great. So these bad boys are constructed with 1 3/4 inch tubing, 250 wall. Okay, that is a monster. For reference, if you don't know, most cages that are done correctly are 120 wall. So this wall is twice as thick, which is good because these things take a beating. The rest of the construction, the plate work, it's a combination of 1/4 inch plate and 3/16 plate. They provide you with the bushings. You just got to install them. No big deal. Just pressed in with a snap ring. It's probably hard to tell because I don't really have room to get a shot here, but you gain 5 inches of clearance, and we need that bad. Literally every ride that has any type of obstacle, I was getting hung up. And people with these factory ones get hung up. So if you have them, you know what I'm talking about. Just like all the other parts in this video, all made in America, lifetime warranty against like any manufacturer defects, so you're covered. Hey, don't forget, if you're interested in any of these parts, use code Haggard10 and save yourself some coin. The L&W trailing arm also comes with a toe length delete, which is this. So you can still adjust it. You just don't have this long-ass rod running alongside your trailing arm. Like this. That rod is gone, and it's now right here and attaches directly to the new trailing arm. That was one of the factors I looked at when I was looking at suspension parts. I did not want that long rod. I prefer at least the little stubby rod, just easier to deal with.
That's what she said.
I hated those cam bolts. This adjusts like a tie rod, so yeah, loosen jam nuts, twist it, get it aligned, and tighten it back down, and you're done. I'm gonna throw you guys to another time lapse so I can get this all torn apart, and then when we install it, I'll stop and we'll actually film it, and we'll go take a closer look at this trailing arm and everything you got to do to install it. Very easy, very straightforward. Like the other side was an absolute breeze. Just like that, we are torn apart. We're ready to install, but before we do, I'll show you a little quick side-by-side comparison between the two trailing arms. Boom. Look at that. As you can see, at your mounting point, we already arch up. Then we got that second tube as a gusset. All that clearance. That's 5 inches of extra clearance over this tinny piece of shit. Everything in the Chevy Rapid Blue, the powder coating was all done at EQ Outdoors, so big shout out to them. I'm pretty sure that they are going to start offering powder coating services to the public. So we'll get you guys up on a tripod and we're going to start installing. I anticipate it going pretty smoothly. I don't like to say that, but I'm doing it anyways. Based on everything that's already happened, everything has kind of just flown right together. So hopefully that continues. So starting with our arm, we have our spherical bearing that we installed that comes with the kit. And they also send you these bushings. So we just slide those in. And we are ready to install. You want to make sure your brake line is on the inside of the trailing arm. When you go to install or remove this mounting bolt, it may look like you have to remove the skid plate if you have an aftermarket one, but that's not necessarily true. I use a pry bar, pry it up a little bit, stick the socket on there, and then put the impact on it, and tighten her down. Next up, we got our toe link delete kit. So we're gonna need this, and we have to install this as we're putting the whole knuckle assembly on. It kind of all goes in at the same time. I made that mistake last night. I tried to install this after. Doesn't work. They also provide you with little bushings for this too. What did I do with the hardware? Shit. Yep. Now that our knuckle's on, we just got to fasten the toe link delete kit. They provide you with new bolts, and we reuse the old hardware for the old tow bar. So now this, going in and out, will actually pivot this whole knuckle. But when you do it, make sure it's doing it evenly, not just adjusting on one side. It needs to be done from both sides. Last thing we gotta do is fasten our brake line. As you can see, they have holes already on your L&W trailing arms that are close to the stock locations that use the stock clamps, and they give you a handful of self-tappers. So you basically just line them up and fasten them down. This has probably been the easiest install on an aftermarket suspension that I've done before. Honestly, this probably could have been on the trailer yesterday if I wasn't making a YouTube video. Doing all this stuff for you guys adds an immense amount of time. But the actual work, real simple. Everything just kind of flew together. Let me get this finished up. Maybe I'll do a time lapse. And then we'll look at this outside with the machine scrubbed out. I already know it looks mean as hell because I got a little sneak peek, obviously. But I got to show you guys. I've got it roughly aligned, best I can do just sitting in the garage here. I still got to take it for a quick test drive. It probably is what it is because I think I'm I think I need to be on the road in less than 2 hours, and I still have to pack and load the machine and pack tools and all that other shit. So I don't really have time to make any more adjustments. Before I go out there, I wanted to show you this cool new product from EQ Outdoors. It's a little cup holder for these pro models. So you can put your cup, can, whatever you got, and you can put your phone right in here. And you're set to go. I would show you the phone thing, but I'm holding the phone. You guys are my phone. And it just clamps on. It's got little drain holes. Same thing down here. So it's not going to fill with water. Cool little product. Since Steph has to be passenger princess this weekend, she's going to be testing it out my machine. If you're interested in something like this, eqoutdoors.us, and you can use code SomewhatHaggard. Save yourself a little coin. As you guys just saw in those clips, the machine looks freaking amazing. I couldn't be happier. Surprisingly, it drove straight down the road. I know there's going to be some little alignment things I got to adjust. But, I mean, the machine needs a full shakedown. I haven't even done the shakedown since the gear reduction. In Missouri, I barely drove. So, you know, Brimstone is going to kind of serve as a shakedown for both. But drive straight enough. I can see some areas for improvement on that alignment, but we'll deal with that another day. I got to get this thing on the trailer. I got to leave my house in like an hour. Still got to shower, pack, all that bullshit. Big thanks to L&W Fab. Everything in this, the trailing arms, the A-arms, the freaking tie rods, like everything was great. Everything installed perfectly. Everything looks perfect. I couldn't be happier. And of course, if you guys need anything from L&W Fab, use code Haggard10 and that's going to save you some coin. Without you guys watching all the bullshit we put out, like, we're not working with L&W, you know? We can't do this without you. So I don't even know how to explain how grateful I am. I just get lost for words with sometimes. Wait, that didn't make sense. I'm tired. I don't know what to say because I appreciate you guys so much and I don't even know what my life is right now. So I just need a nap. So we'll actually get to test everything out in Brimstone. I don't know the order of these videos. There's probably going to be something in between this and the Brimstone videos. So just hang tight. We'll get there. But like, you're watching this on a Monday, and today is the Wednesday evening, and I plan on, you know, editing on this trip and having this for you guys. So I got some work to do. Just because the machine's going to be on the trailer doesn't mean old Jeremy's done working. And then as soon as we get back, we got to start working on Steph's machine again. It needs help. I need help. If you guys want these videos ad-free and uncensored and a little bit early, most weeks, check out our Patreon. Link for that is below. You also have your name scrolling around here in my war zone of a garage. Another great way to support what we're doing here is somewhathaggard.com. Get yourself some Haggard merch. Come out to some of these events we're doing. Get yourself some Haggard merch there. Don't forget about our sponsors like L&W Fab, like EQ Outdoors, companies making this stuff possible for us. They're all linked below. It's more than just them. We have discount codes, affiliate links, a bunch of ways for you guys to save money on the parts you're getting and also help us. It's a win-win type of thing. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Hello, my name is Froggy, and I'm a frog. Lives in the world of frogs. And this guy who lives in the world of frogs says, "Oh, Froggy, why do you have some big eyes?" I said, "Why do you have some so big, huge pupils?" And then I say, "They're just my eyes. I am the frog with the huge pupils and the teeth.